Two biggest challenges for working people are eating healthy and not having enough time to properly prepare for a meal. What are your strategies of working around those?
I think I gave up a long time ago because my mom never lived this way. That whole idea that you can have balance in your life, I just don't think exists. I will not give up. I just don't think it exists. I think you have to be a little bit cognizant of that, and you have to forgive yourself if dinner's at 8 instead of 6:30. And I think it's about where you put your priorities. My mom let us stay up past bedtime if she could get home after working and make sure she was with us at the table. The table was really the function of communicating with each other and getting some meaning out of our day. It wasn't whether she physically was in the kitchen for 2 hours prior to that, or if she defrosted something, or even if she brought it home from a restaurant. And I live that way today. It's not, you know, what time we eat dinner. It's if I can still come home and go through the process of making dinner and sit down and share a half an hour with my husband, my mom, my friends, my niece, my nephew, my dog. Even if I'm alone and my husband's traveling, it's meaningful to me as a human being to be able to go home and make a little 6-inch pan frittata for myself instead of just eating a bowl of cold cereal or takeout, or make a handful of spaghetti and, you know, put a little kale and onions and garlic and chili in a pan. I feel better if I can provide for myself. And when I started out in my own life, my food budget for the entire week was ironically $40. And I felt so empowered to be able to buy a whole chicken, some root vegetable, some dried beans, to be able to provide for myself, whether your child is going to be the next rocket scientist, neurosurgeon, or the next great chef. It is very empowering for a young person to be able to provide for themselves. And then later in life to be able to provide food for the people they care about. It gives you great self-esteem. It gives you great sense of being, you know? You feel safe when you get off the subway if you know you can go home and make food for yourself. You don't have to stand in line or go out to some place or meet a bunch of friends to try and, you know, get somebody to buy you a burger. You can go home and eat a little bit of soup or something you got in the cupboard. It gives you a great sense of, well, just being safe, you know, and knowing yourself. And I'm a person who was mugged twice at gunpoint, hospitalized the second time, had a very tumultuous life, lived high, lived low. All of it was okay as long as I could provide for myself. I didn't have to call mom and say, I'm in dire straits, I'm okay. And I'll always be okay, because I can make my way.